Okay, guys, so we are live with the DCTV show, episode 12, and today we're going to have a special guest on sometime later in the stream. So, welcome to all of you who are joining right now, and welcome to all of you who are watching afterwards on playback. I mean, if you watch it before or after, it doesn't matter. You're going to get all the information and everything we're going to be talking about in today's live stream. So welcome. Matthew Price is here. He is a member of the DCTV show. Thank you for being a member. Unspeakable BG is here. He says hi. Flashverse is here. Jeremix TV is here. Strive for Greatness. So welcome to all of you who are joining the stream. And will Gary get delayed? That is the big question. We don't know. Hey, welcome Unspeakable BG. And yeah, so before the stream started, Matthew sent in a super chat, which is how you guys can ask questions and you can, get them answered straight away. And Matthew sends in a £2 super chat and he says, have a drink for Christmas and New Year's Eve. Thank you. You too, sir. You too. Thank you so much for your support, Matthew, and thank you for being a member of the DCTV show. So if you want to be like Matthew and you want to support the channel and be a part of the DCTV show, all you need to do is, I'm just sharing my screen right now. You just go over here and you can either join the channel if you want to become a member, have that kind of cool green name that Matthew has, and you can become a super friend or a super friend. And then also super chats. This is the way that you guys can send in your questions if you want to support the channel. So you can go over and do however much or however little as you want and send in a question like what Gary would normally do. Is the Flash getting delayed? Something like that. But yeah, okay. So anyway, going on to the live stream, Alec, you look very tired. Well, I haven't been so well over the last day or so. So, I mean, yeah. So maybe I look a bit exhausted, but I'm here and I'm excited to talk about all of this. And like I mentioned at the start, yeah, we're going to have a special guest. Pagey is going to be joining us in the stream about halfway through or so. And he's going to be chiming in on some of the latest stuff. I mean, in terms of Arrowverse news and everything, like, what have we got recently? The biggest thing was today with the Superman and Lois trailer, which we're going to talk about. But I want to wait until Pagey comes on to talk about that properly. Because, I think it would be cool to talk about it with him. So, yeah, Pagey's going to be coming on, sometime in the live stream. And we'll discuss Superman and Lois. And for now, send in any questions that you guys have in regards to anything, any theories, any ideas. Send them in via Super Chat or via the normal chat. But yeah, welcome to all of you. Welcome, Sarah. Sarah's saying hi. Rachel is saying hi, guys. Unspeakable Luigi says he's missing the red light. Yeah, the red light's not on. We've only got this normal light. Sorry about that. But red light was only a one-time thing. Everyone thought I was like in some sort of like cave and I looked like a killer or something. Welcome, Flash Barry. Flashverse says, I think the most ideal ending for the Flash is Goldface and Ambient having a baby and calling it Metal. Do you agree? I think Pagey would agree. Daddy likes the metal, as they say. But yeah. Rachel, no problem. Hopefully you watch on playback if you're interested. But have a good rest of your day. I was trying to type up, has there been any recent news in regards to the shows? Like, when you think about it, it's been pretty much, not that much being announced. But obviously, it's all going to kind of change when... Oh my god, guys. If you want the red light may be coming. I got this huge red thing. Wait, let's see. there's the red light. Ooh. There you go. Just putting on that red light for you. There you go. So we got the red light. We got the YouTube plaque here. It says the DCTV show, Wonder Woman, and everything like that. So we're all set up and we're all ready to go to talk about the latest DCTV topics. So yeah, keep on sending in those questions in the chat. Flash Barry asks, what are your thoughts about Superman now having red heat vision? So it's very interesting, and obviously we're going to talk about this probably more later in the stream with Pagey when we specifically talks about it. When we talk about Superman and Lois's trailer, I mean. And so, yeah. Oh my god. Anyway. Yeah, we'll get to that later. Sorry, I had like a little coughing fit just then. But I was just looking back at like what news have we got. Mainly, there's not been much news. The closest thing we're gonna get to news is any promotion for our shows, and I'm just looking back, and it seems like, yeah, maybe the last thing was like, the most recent thing that's probably going to happen is at the start of January. So in like, less than a week's time, Melissa is going to be back in Vancouver ready to film Supergirl's new season. And so that's the next big thing coming out. I think so. And then, yeah, just looking back, there hasn't been much. It's been mainly, a couple of things here and there, like Nick guy. He showed up, and he re-showed up, sorry, about a week ago on the set just before they stopped filming on the 18th. So, a week to 2 weeks ago. So that was like one thing recently, and like, yeah. Pagey is not in the stream yet, but Pagey is going to be coming in the stream about halfway. So fingers crossed in the next 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes, I would say, he's going to be jumping into the stream, and we're going to talk Superman and Lois's trailer. But yeah, the Wonder Woman 1984 exit survey, the Rhino 3 hours ago. I don't know what that means. But Ben, did you watch Wonder Woman 1984? If so, what would you rate it? Yeah, I watched it. I watched it a while ago now, like a couple of weeks ago, because I was lucky enough before any of the lockdowns in England started again. I was able to go to a screening in London, and it was on big IMAX screen, and I had a great time. I thought it was really good, and maybe I'll do a couple more Wonder Woman videos in the next few days or so. But yeah, go check out my review if you haven't seen that yet. And thank you, Tina, for the 199 super chat. Thank you so much for your support for the channel. As you can see, it popped up on the screen right here. Thank you. And yeah, so Wonder Woman 1984, I had a good time, and I thought it was very fun, and I get some of the criticisms against it, but I don't get them all, honestly, because I think it's a very, very enjoyable film, and we're going to talk about that more on Eric's live stream later tonight, because I'm going to be streaming actually with Pagey again, and we're going to be on Eric's stream at about 11 p.m. UK time. It's 9:30 UK time right now, so in a bit we'll get to that. But yeah, all right. So again, send in your questions. Any questions you have to do with the Flash, Supergirl, DCTV, crossover stuff, anything that you want to do, that you have interest in asking. And remember, you can send in super chats if you have any specific burning questions or you just want to support the channel, and you can type in anything you want, and you can go as big or as little as you want if you want to support the channel and go through all of that. Also, you can join and become a member. Like I said at the start of the stream, you can become a super friend, like some of our members who are tuned in right now, like Matthew. So yeah. Okay. Fred in the chat says, wait, just fixing this. Fred in the chat says, greetings DCTV. One wish for Green Arrow and the Canaries is for William picks up a sword or arrows and learns to fight and assist me in battle, not sit in the command center. So yeah, that's very valid, and I get why you want that, and maybe it would happen, but you know, if Green Arrow and the Canaries actually ever happens, it seems like it's pretty much Mia is like, you know, the Green Arrow, and I doubt William would pick up like a bow and arrow and anything like that. But that's just my own thoughts. All right. DCTV, Flash says, will we get a new season 7 trailer? I presume you mean of The Flash. Are we going to get that at any point soon? Yeah, it seems like we are, and it's going to happen sometime in the next few weeks or so. Give it 2 weeks, I would say, and we're definitely going to have one by then, or just around that time. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen, and it's not going to be a very long wait until we see a trailer for The Flash season 7. Yassine says, Ben, do you think the Arrowverse budget would increase? I don't think so. It seems unlikely. Seems very unlikely. Wait, what is that thing regarding Supergirl you're seeing in the chat? Because I didn't see a new poster. Supergirl poster teases more rain in season 6. The CW teased that Supergirl's season 3 rival, Rain, played by Annabelle, may return for the show's 6th and final season in 2021. But where did they tease it? Rumors began to circulate about Rain's return after the official Supergirl Twitter account shared an image on Christmas Day that featured Samantha and Lena from season 3. And the shot was captioned, "Hopefully the forecast is more snow than rain this year. Happy holidays." And also, this is not a poster. This is just a graphic that they've got up, and you know, it's like a Christmassy one. So I mean, maybe we can talk about this in some sort of upcoming video soon, because maybe you're interested in that. But yeah, that would be interesting. I would like Rain to come back again. But anyway, what's up, Ben? What's some of your favorite films from 2020? Not a lot to choose from, but new films still came out. Yeah, you're right. And I mean, if you want to stay up to date with films and my opinions on them, go follow me on Twitter at TheDCTVshow. Tweet about films and DCTV all the time. And you're right, 2020 has been a weird year for films. But you can check out my channel. I have a film channel just called Ben Rolfe. And that is linked in my channel. Like, you can go find it. And so I should be having some sort of top 10 films of the year, or like top 5 films of the year, in the next few days before the end of the year. That I think that's the goal, to try and get a video out, because I love films. And yeah, so my favorite films, there's this film called Saint Maud. I don't know if you heard about it. It hasn't been released in America or anything, just released in the UK. And then I really liked Mank and Tenet, and this this Danish film, Another Round. So they're just a few of the films that I really liked this year. Ben, have you figured out your revenge prank yet? No, I haven't figured out my revenge prank yet. Oh my god, I can't speak. No, I haven't. But where is Gary? I tell him every week, you got to come at this time, and we're going to be streaming here. We're going to stream right now, and the guy is always showing up late. But yeah. All right, sorry for that. Oh crap, Pagey is here. I did not even see that.
Don't mind me, I'll just casually sit there for like 27 hours just waiting. Just waiting, just wondering, will I ever be dragged into the stream? It just took 27 years. Anyway, better late than never.
Yeah, better late than never. Thanks for joining, and sorry about that. I didn't see.
Yeah, you need to be wearing your glasses from now on.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, so Pagey's here, guys, and yeah, congrats for Arsenal not doing shit. So,
yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, well, Superman and Lois trail sort of ruined watching that entire game, but apparently it was boring anyway, so I didn't mind missing it.
Yeah,
all good.
Yeah, and so I wanted to. I waited because I wanted to get your thoughts on it because I haven't watched your video yet, but maybe I'll watch it later.
Wow, not a loyal subscriber. Well, when you do, remember like and comment and unsubscribe and resubscribe for notifications. Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'll do that. No, but what did you think of it? Like, because lots of people were thinking it was going to be like a big trailer and everything, but it wasn't. You know.
No, I didn't, because I think whenever I've talked about this, I thought Superman and Lois would get a trailer before the Flash, but even now I thought, man, it's early. Like it's early because it's still, well, it's now under 2 months, but it's just under 2 months away. So, when I saw the thing, then I was like, oh, I wonder how much we'll have there. And then, if you copied the link or something and you put it into one of like the things where you download YouTube videos, it only said it was a minute long. So I was like, okay, well, it's not a proper trailer. So I knew it wasn't a proper trailer before it even started playing.
Yeah.
But I don't know why people were getting like so triggered about it. It was just like, at least it's something. No one knew it was happening. It only just randomly popped up. Like if it was hyped up and it was like if that was the trailer they played it, like say if they'd been filming for like 3 or 4 months and then Fandom happened or something like that and they showed that, you're like, oh, that's it. But they literally just randomly put it up. Like they gave you like a 2-3 hour heads up. So I don't know why people were so triggered by it. I was sort of happy with it just because it gave you like sort of like a feel for it. And I have a feeling that was everything Tyler Hoechlin did in that thing was just for that trailer. I don't think it's actually anything from the episodes because it's done like a weird way where I'm like, I don't even know how they would work that into an episode.
Yeah.
Apparently you're ignoring everyone.
Yeah, no.
Unspeakable BG is going to cancel you. You are about to get cancelled on Twitter.
Hashtag cancel.
Yeah, hashtag cancel Ben.
Ooh. Hashtag cancelled. But yeah, I don't know why everyone's so triggered. Like it literally shows more than we've seen yet. So I mean, like it's just good, you know?
Yeah, like but once again, if it was like a month before the show came out and that's what they gave you, you'd be like, well, that's concerning. But I think Superman and Lois will get something like what Batwoman got, whatever it was, like 2 weeks ago or something like that. That was a month before the show came out for them. So the same thing will happen with not only Superman and Lois, but I assume the Flash, and then the other shows later in the year. Like say Supergirl comes out May or June. Let's just say June the 2nd. Then around the beginning of May, they'll drop a long trailer in the same vein as well. So, yeah, I think people just, man, like people just love to get angry. People just like, just like weird. They just like to get angry. Anything will make them triggered. So anyway, look on the bright side of life. Adopt Ben's tattoo that he has on his ass cheek. Look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life.
Yeah. Yeah, but
was I not meant to reveal that secret tattoo? I'm sorry, Ben. I'm sorry, Benjamin. Sorry, Benjamin.
Okay. It's all right. I'll forgive you. But no, but like the trailer was more like a teaser, and it was, you know, showcase the two sons. What are their names? Jonathan and, do you remember
Jordan. Jonathan and Jordan. So Jonathan is just like the one from the comics, like his son. And I think they went Jordan because Joel. I'd assume that's why they went Jordan as the other kid's name.
No, but yeah, it just showcased them, and I think it was more like a kind of, it was like a mix of live action stuff and stop motion animation. I thought it looked cool, but I understand that it's a bit underwhelming. But like, what were you gonna expect this early?
Yeah, I think that from what I could tell, the style was as if like it was as if he was flying out of the Fortress of Solitude. Like it was like he was like in the Fortress of Solitude, and everything that was appearing was on the walls or something like that, or fragments of it. And then when he was flying, it looked like in the old Superman movies, and even like Smallville, and even like Superman Returns, when the Fortress of Solitude comes into play and he's flying through it. That's what it looked like to me, at least.
No, I mean it looked very, you know, Superman, and I really liked the logo at the end, and how it did everything was pretty cool, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for the show. Like, do you think it's going to be more like Supergirl or more like The Flash in terms of like how it turns out?
It's hard to tell because, if anything, it's just sort of, I think it'd be like Smallville mixed with I don't know, Smallville mixed with maybe like Supergirl more than Flash, maybe. I don't think it's necessarily going to have too much of a Flash element to it. If anything, I'm expecting like Smallville mixed with Supergirl, and the Supergirl side will be just the action side, and the Smallville side will obviously just be, well, when they're in Smallville. That's what I guess it's going to be, but you never know. Like, I didn't know what Stargirl was going to be exactly, but once you watch the first few episodes, it's clearly like a mixture of Smallville and The Flash. But when I didn't know that was going to be the case until we watched it.
Yeah. No, yeah, I was presuming it's going to be like a mix of some of the shows, and like some people were saying like they're expecting Superman Lois to do like bigger numbers than the Flash and stuff, but I don't know if I believe that yet, because maybe if this like, I don't know, like, you know, just it being called Superman or something, I feel like that could have been get more attraction maybe, but like I feel like if you had like yeah, you know, imagine you had the Flash, but its title was The Flash and Iris, or it was like Supergirl and Mon-El or something. Like, I don't know if it gets as much attention, but that's just me.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, if you go up to a normal person on the street, you'd be lucky if 1 out of 10 people said they knew who Iris West was, or if they knew who Mon-El was, or even any other, like the most famous, like Lois Lane's famous. Like, a lot of people become journalists, like especially like if they grew up in the 70s or 80s. A lot of people probably became journalists because they watched Lois Lane in the movies or something like that. So Lois Lane's like as famous as Clark Kent and Superman. Like, most people who've heard of Superman have heard of Lois Lane, but it's not the same with other characters. So I always saw people questions like, oh, why does it have Lois in there? It's like, why wouldn't it? She's as famous as Superman, in my opinion, I think. Like, obviously, a 5-year-old might not know.
Yeah.
But
no, it's not that I don't like it. I really like the title. I think it's good that they didn't just go with Superman. But it's just like people are saying in terms of ratings, like,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't think it might turn some people. It's like, oh, because you know that the crowd is like, oh, well, of course they put a woman in the title. You know, there's going to be that crowd that are probably going to go, oh, boycott. But I think it necessarily increases it or decreases it, in my opinion. I think it just sort of, I think it's just that that's what the show's going to be about, because I think it's going to be somewhat of an even split. I think that's why I think Morgan Edge, I was going to call him Maxwell Lord, Morgan Edge. I think that's why he's in the show, because I think he's going to be Lois Lane's quote unquote villain or foe. Because from everything, it sounds like he comes into Smallville and tries to mess with it, but he doesn't have powers. So I think that'll be like a Lois going up against him in some sort of like, whatever way it is, but without powers. And then there's obviously going to be the Superman villain, which is that Stranger character, and that's what I think it'll be like. So you'll have like those two villains, but it's a villain for each of those. One for Superman, one for Lois. Whether that continues into future seasons is another question, but I could see that being the thing for season 1.
Yeah. No, I can see that. Like, yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do. Like, I think it's gonna be pretty similar to the other shows, and I'm really excited for it because obviously, like, Supergirl's going away and stuff, and like, I think it's cool to have like a kind of spin-off, even though it is a Supergirl spin-off, but
yeah. Well, what are your thoughts? Because I have thoughts about the red Heatvision, because he used to have blue, now he has red.
Yeah,
as in that trailer. I have a theory around it, but what do you think of it? What do you think about it?
I don't know the explanation. I think it's cool. It looks cool to me, but yeah, I mean, I haven't thought about it that much. I just was like, oh, it's cool, but how does this make sense, you know? What about you?
My theory around it is, and I don't think it's going to please Supergirl fans, I have a feeling they're going to retcon a lot of what happened in the Arrowverse before. So thanks to Crisis, I think they'll say Supergirl never versed Parasite. Supergirl never versed these villains. And then Superman and Lois can maybe do their own interpretations with those same characters. So you'll see changes, just something as simple as the Heatvision.
Yeah.
It's, I think, a sign of that. Because I think people always thought it was a bit... I understood an explanation around it, but I was like, well, hold on. It's like red or orange. Like, that's Heatvision. But I understand like the whole thing. Well, really, if something's super hot, it's sort of blue, and like to the human eye, it's blue.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, but it's a comic book show. It's red in the comic. Just make it red. But I have a feeling they're going to sort of retcon stuff, which will annoy Supergirl fans. But it's important to remember they just did that stuff with Supergirl because they never thought they'd do a Superman show. They probably never thought they were going to get their hands on it. So I think they'll retcon some stuff. Not retcon Supergirl's existence, but retcon that she versed these certain characters. And because like, Parasite was in one episode, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like, that's a waste. I think that's a bit of a waste. So I can see them going, well, hold on. It wasn't like it was a whole season like Rain or people like that. It was just one episode. So we're just going to pretend that didn't happen in this post-crisis timeline. And then they can do something with that. But it'll be interesting to see what they do, because obviously a lot of the certain sectors of the Supergirl fandom are like boycotting the show.
Yeah, no. They've already kind of retconned some stuff from Supergirl. Like, there's going to be the different Lex Luthor, and there's Morgan Edge, who just got recast. So
yeah, well, I don't think they intended to do that, but I think from what I heard, it's apparently the guy that played him went through like a divorce or something, and he's just not in. He just didn't want to do it because he was just going through too much personally, which makes sense. But obviously, that means Morgan Edge was a character they specifically wanted to use. So maybe it's just a recast. It's not necessarily, oh, we're just forgetting what happened before. But it'll be interesting to see what they do, because didn't he go to prison in Supergirl?
I feel like it. I don't
Something
remember.
happened. He either went to I know he at least went to prison, but I don't know if he got out or something like that. But well, I guess we'll find out. Like, if that didn't happen, then obviously they're not counting what happened in Supergirl, or at least in post-crisis it didn't happen.
Yeah. But yeah, someone's asking in the chat, do you reckon John Cryer's Lex will join Superman and Lois eventually? What do you think?
I guess it depends if he wants to do it after Supergirl. Is he meant to be in Supergirl this season of Supergirl?
He had that cliffhanger at the end of the season. Don't know if I think you watched it.
I remember. I've watched it, but all I remember was robot thing.
Yeah, it was at the same time. So there was a cliffhanger with him and his mum. If you remember,
I was gonna say Lillian Luthor was there.
Yeah. So they got to wrap that stuff up. I know that Brenda Strong, who plays Lillian, was in Vancouver, but literally for like a few days, which is weird. So maybe they're like prolonging the story and they're gonna come back. But I don't know if John is in that much this season. He's in at least a tiny bit.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess it depends. I don't think he'd be in this season because they got that other character, which is apparently meant to be some version of Lex Luthor from. I don't even know how they're going to explain it, but so it's a different version. But maybe in the future they do it. The only thing I can think of is that they have like flashback things where they do that, but I don't know necessarily if they'd put him there for a main thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because Lex Luthor's just been in so much Superman stuff, so maybe they'll think, oh, well, we can do another villain.
Yeah.
To mess with Superman. So we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But it's just, yeah, it's a bit weird because it is part of the Arrowverse and everything, but then they are making these changes, and I think it's less of a retcon for Lex because I think they said that the Lex they have is like an alternate version of Lex who somehow escaped Crisis or something, right?
It's like a Lex that got displaced from his Earth due to Crisis. So, but he knows about Superman. So I don't know if that means that there's a Superman on his Earth that he just knew about. So that's why he was sort of targeting this one now on Earth Prime, or he just learns about Superman through just being displaced here or something, and just a coincidence that he's apparently another version of Lex Luthor.
Yeah. See, but yeah, I mean, apart from the Superman and Lois stuff, what other news have we had really? Like, we talked about this yesterday, like pretty much nothing, right?
Nothing really. There was like those things from there's a couple of quotes about like Green and the Canaries, which really meant nothing. But
yeah,
it was always going to be surprising if anything major came over the Christmas and the New Year period. Like it never really does, and it never really does. And usually it's the mid-season, so you'd think there'd be something going on, or at least but usually they're not filming, and just they're not releasing anything. So probably in like a week or something. Like tomorrow for me, at least, it's New Year's Eve. I think it's still the 29th there.
Yeah, still 29th here.
Yeah, behind the times. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe like a way, especially because Batwoman comes out the 17th. I think by I guess the 3rd, like 2 weeks before, they'll probably release another trailer for Batwoman. And then, like I've always said, I don't think there's going to be anything for the other shows until after those shows like Batwoman, Riverdale, and whatever other shows come in the middle of January premiere. But you never know. They might surprise us. They might go, here's a late Christmas or something like that.
Yeah. No, I'm like we said yesterday, I'm pretty sure, like my guess would be, I think you said the 18th of January, sometime around there, like on a Tuesday for The Flash, maybe getting its first small promo, right?
Yeah, the first day that I think that potentially could be a Flash trailer after Batwoman would be the 19th, but that could be a day where they drop Superman, because I don't think they drop Superman and Flash. It's going to be one or the other, unless they drop like a sizzle reel thing, which they usually the first trailer they drop as a sizzle reel.
It's but like obviously all the shows.
Yeah, right? And it's just like you might get like 5 seconds of Flash, 5 seconds of Superman, 5 seconds of Batwoman, etc. 5 seconds of Black Lightning.
I'm surprised they haven't done that yet, to be honest. I don't know.
Well, I think it's just because it's just different. Like usually that would be done when like all the shows are to premiere. Well, it's usually when the shows would all be premiering over like a week period. Like the month, but not scattered over like a month. Like Batwoman comes out a month before Superman and Flash. So I don't know if they can actually do that. Shows are in different periods. And also I think they would always, I think the thing that with the Flash is that they're sort of like, well, we released that big trailer at Fandom and that went for like 2 minutes or something. So there's no real pressure for them to drop anything because that's pretty much all of episode 1. So the only thing I can think they could do is drop another trailer which has, once again, maybe new footage that they finished for episode 1, and then maybe like the tiniest bit of like episode 2, 3, maybe 4 or something. But I think with Flash, there wouldn't be a ridiculous amount of new footage they'd show.
Yeah.
Or at least that gives you like, oh, that's a surprise that they showed that. It's more Superman and Lois. That's probably the trailer that would show any sort of like massive new stuff, because we just haven't seen anything from the show.
Yeah. No, I pretty much agree. Like, but then, you know, the fandom trailer, I liked it. Like, it was interesting, but at the same time, yeah, I know it just didn't feel as like exciting as like a Comic-Con trailer, but maybe that's just because it isn't a Comic-Con trailer. It's like footage they already had. It was for like, you know, what do you think they're retooling episode 1 to be less of a, because it seems kind of like a filler episode, you know, because it was about Wells and then, you know, the next 2 episodes were the finale, kind of last 2 episodes. So do you know anything about episode 1? Is it going to be like, are they going to change it at all?
I don't think they'll change it. I think it's just that. I think maybe if they hadn't filmed it, they might change it. But I think the thing is they filmed like 90% of the episode. I think they're on their last or second last day of filming. The only thing that they got to do is remove Ralph from the episode.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only thing they would have retooed. Was like, okay, well, Ralph filled up about 4 minutes of screen time in this episode, or 5 or 6. So let's retool some stuff to remove Ralph. That's the only thing I think they'll change. But I don't think they'll change too much of like the actual story of the episode, the main thing, just because it was already done for the most part. And then episode 2 and 3 looks like it is a like the standard 2-part finale almost. Like there's like a cliffhanger or whatever it is in episode 2 that leads into the finale of episode 3. So I'm not expecting much to change from that, but I'm just curious to see how the rest of the season is going to play out, seeing they only have 15 episodes. It's like, well, do they plan to have 2 villains? Is it only 1? Or if they're changing from 2 to 1, they're extending it. Is it going to feel like stretched out, like overly stretched out? Or do they leave the villain and say it's Godspeed? Even though I think it's debatable whether Godspeed should actually be a villain, but let's just say Godspeed is the villain for the season. Do they introduce him in episode 4, or does he not turn up to episode 9 or 8 or something? So it'll be interesting. There's no sign of him being in the show as of yet, at least in the main thing, based on filming. So maybe they're holding off on him, but who knows?
Yeah, I was curious about that because Eric Wallace, the showrunner, was teasing in fandom, and you know, I think before that and after, in a couple of interviews, that Godspeed is coming. And it seems like he's going to be the main villain, but at the same time, are they going to follow the last season structure with the 2 sort of 2 parts of the season? But then again, what you just said, it's true. It's like we have to do these 3 episodes to finish last season's storyline, right? And then you have the extra bit to finish the story. But is that enough time to have 2 villains, like 2 whole villains? I don't know. I think they're cutting it fine if they try and do that. What do you think?
I think it depends on who they are, because I would like it, because I think it's also going to not make people angry. It's like if Godspeed isn't the villain, like he's just this understood or misunderstood character, and he's more of a threat and antagonist rather than this like straight up big bad villain. And then there's someone else behind the scenes. I wouldn't mind it if whoever the villain is was actually the person who was sending all these Godspeeds back in time, all the clones and stuff, which I think makes more sense. Why would you constantly clone yourself? I think that sounds weird. Like fair enough, it was a thing in the comics where Godspeed can split himself up, but if that clone dies, then that part of Godspeed's like health and power dies at the same time.
Yeah,
because Godspeed's splitting up his power. So I'd hope that maybe there's a twist where it is just someone else. Whoever it is up for debate. Like there's probably a couple of options that they could do, but I'd prefer that. And also I think it'll just stop the anger around Godspeed potentially being a villain on the show. Because
no, I mean I pretty much agree on that as well. Seems like it would be the best option to not have Godspeed be the actual villain, but to have someone cloning these Godspeeds. Like I agree with you. I'm pretty sure that they should go with someone else, have some sort of mystery person controlling it all. And like I feel like over the last few years since Saboteur, I know you weren't the biggest fan, but I mean, like in terms of the show and what's been missing, I don't know, is like I feel like there's less mystery, and especially to do with the villains, they've been kind of revealed early, and like Cicada or Cicada or the Thinker and Bloodwork. I mean, all of these people we found out about, we had no kind of big mystery or anything. So maybe this season with Godspeed, they might bring that kind of feeling back, like, season 1, 2, and 3. What do you think about that?
Wait, say that again, that last bit.
So just to do with the mystery and like, do you think with Godspeed and that storyline, do you think like we're going to be going back to sort of mystery orientated like villain, like from season 1, 2, and 3?
I don't know. It depends, because it depends on the villain. It depends on the villain warrants any sort of mystery. Like, I think it's only worth doing a mystery if it actually means anything to the characters. Like, if it just turns out that it's, Sammy Boy from down the road that none of them ever interacted with in their lives, it's like, what's the point of making a mystery? They don't have no interaction with them.
Yeah.
So with season 1, it was Wells. It was the person they're working with. Season 2 was the doppelganger, not doppelganger, the time remnant of the person that they've been calling Jay Garrick. And then season 3, it's alternate Barry. So it depends on who the thing is. Like if Godspeed is Iris or something from the future, the old woman Iris or something that's for some reason become a speedster, then fair enough if it's a mystery. But if it's, the only thing is if they introduce someone, but even then it's just like, well, that feels a bit obvious, this character of Jimmy Boy, played by Ben Archibald Rolfe, has just been cast in the role of randomly now main character that hangs out in Star Labs all the time. Oh, he definitely won't be the villain. Oh, he's the villain? Come the second last episode. What a surprise. So it's whether it warrants it. If not, then I don't really care for the mystery thing, because it seems like they're playing the audience for fools if they do that. Like the perfect example is Tom Felton. Everyone knew he was Dr. Alchemy. It was like no surprise in the slightest, because everyone that had half a brain knew that he was Dr. Alchemy. So it's just like pointless even trying to play that off as a mystery. But with all the others, it was sort of like you never knew. Like there was I think a lot of people thought Wells was his Reverse Flash in season 1, but in season 2 there wasn't this whole thing where the Zoom thing, or even like Saboteur. Like no one was. The only thing that was really given was like that one line. That was about it. But everyone thought it was a bit silly at the same time, whether that was actually a reference or not. So yeah, as long as it's done smart, you can do a mystery, but it could just come off as a bit silly and almost like you're mocking the audience.
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and so there's been lots of theories going around just off the top of my head about I've seen some stuff to do with Speed Force and it coming back. Do you reckon that's going to come back pretty soon, like first few episodes? Because after all, it's the Flash and Barry needs his speed at some point.
Well, that could be what either the first or second episode of the season was, just like get him, like Barry getting his speed back before the finale for what would have been season 6. So it wouldn't surprise me too much if it's not episode 1, it's episode 2. I guess the only thing up for the debate is whether they actually do the artificial Speed Force, or they in some way manage to resurrect the old Speed Force, like the natural Speed Force. So that's the only thing up for the debate, I guess. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. I prefer if it was just the natural one, because I don't know how you can then bring in like Wally West back in or anything like that, unless like, oh, come into this chamber, Wally, we'll connect
And
you
you
to this
can get your
artificial.
powers.
Yeah, well, hold on. Well, can you do that for anyone then? Could Cisco go in there and become a speedster Cisco then? So that's the only question or the thing up for debate, I think, is whether it's the real or the fake one.
And also with Godspeed and his whole, agenda is like, or whoever it is, in the future or wherever they are sending these Godspeed clones, the whole thing was, the one that sent me wants infinite velocity. And if Barry doesn't have his speed, why the hell would he go for them? So obviously he's going to get his speed back. It's just one thing I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty close after, especially if Godspeed is, or, whoever it turns out to be controlling these clones. I would presume it's going to happen pretty soon, I reckon, or it could be in the back half. But like we said, I don't know how wise that is because there's less episodes. But yeah. All right. Do we have any questions? Someone says Barry Allen will be getting gold boots on The Flash season 7. Eric teased that at DC Fandom, and I mean, I think that's the next upgrade that people are kind of waiting for at some point. But we don't know if that's going to happen this season or if that will come later or anything. But do you think that there's going to be some sort of upgrade in his suit, whether it's boots or not, sometime this season?
I'd say so. I know why they'd bother talking about the gold boots, because you got to remember they select those questions, so they purposely selected that one. So I don't know why they bring that up if they weren't going to do it. So yeah, I get it. The thing is, it's hard to do the gold boots and make them fit in with the quality of what the suit is now. Yeah. So I understand the difficulty that they have. Like if you look at Godspeed's, does he have gold boots? He has gold gloves. I think he might just have gold tops on his boot. Hold on, Godspeed TV.
Yeah.
Flash. I think does he have completely gold boots, or is it's just gold at the top? I think he might have white boots. He has it's white boots, and he has like gold trimmings on the so he doesn't even have gold boots. I guess it just depends what they look like, because they do like trial runs on them and stuff like that. And also, I think the issue is also like fading on them. So I think it'll happen. My big question is whether it's completely gold, whether they're completely gold boots, or they maybe go with some other design, because it could look weird if they're just completely gold.
Yeah, I agree. Welcome, Walker Dead. Welcome to the chat. And I think it may be pushing it if they go fully gold. I don't see them really doing it unless they really like dulled down the color. But I mean, in terms of the Flash suit at the moment, I think it's good, but I mean, it's much better than the season 5 suit. I thought it was terrible, but I would like a change soon. But I don't know how likely it is that they're going to change the whole look, because they just kind of settled with this one. When do you think the next going to change like the whole look?
I don't know. Personally, I think they're probably at the like perfect suit for the show. I don't know how you can improve it too much. Anything I can think of is that maybe it's a material that doesn't like bend as much, but even then, it's usually only in like photos that you notice it. Like in the show, you don't actually notice it. So I don't know. I think the suit's pretty much at it's probably at the peak. The only thing I can think of is the boots, and that's about it. I can't really think too much of where they could improve it overly to make it like heaps different.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like they're pretty happy with it, at least for now. Welcome Janelli to the live stream, member the channel. Welcome Paul and everyone. So Pagey's here, and we got a few questions. Arvasine says, remember when everyone thought Red Death was the villain of season 6? Do you think we'll actually see Red Death at some point? I mean, that's been a rumor for a long time, but do you think it'll happen?
I don't really care because he's not a very interesting character. Like, there's nothing you could really do with the character too much outside of. I think most people just want him because he's potentially could be Bruce Wayne mixed with Barry Allen. I think that's why people sort of want him. Outside of that, he's nothing there. Like, Godspeed's more interesting, and I don't even think Godspeed's that interesting. Like, Godspeed's far more interesting, and I don't even think he's very interesting. So, I think it's pretty. I think the only reason they even discuss him is just the fact that they name dropped him in season 5.
Yeah, it seemed very an obvious reference, and people were like, "Oh yeah, Red Death is going to come next season" or something like that. But never happened, and I don't know if it will happen. But I mean, it just depends how many seasons the Flash gets, I guess. If they get desperate for villains and stuff, they can definitely go back to that. That's for sure. Welcome Nathan to the live stream. So what do you think, like, the Flash in terms of seasons? Obviously these are all like hypothetical questions, but what do you think roughly? Couple more seasons?
Oh, it depends. Like, I think they'll probably get 8, but the thing is that they're not going to sign on for one more season. To be 2 minimum. So if it's 8, there'll be 9. So
yeah,
I guess if we include this upcoming season, I'd expect 3 more, but it's all up to Grant Gustin. He's the only one that matters. Everyone else could leave the show, but it's only him that matters in regards to signing on.
Yeah. Yes, and we've got Gary here. Gary has arrived finally. You know, I don't know if you were here last week. I think you were. He said he was shaving his legs. That's why he couldn't come on. But
interesting.
Interesting guy. So Gary says, is the Flash getting delayed later than February? What do you have to say to that, Pagey?
I'd have no idea.
You have no idea. Yeah, pretty unlikely that it's going to be delayed, Gary. Thanks for the super chat. He sends in another one and he says, are you mad at me? Am I mad? Not that mad, Gary, but you are a bit late. 50 minutes late to be exact. But are you mad, Pagey?
I'm mad at Ben, not mad at Gary, though.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because I ignored you at the start.
Well, you just got a very punchable head.
You should turn on your camera then.
It is on.
Well, when your new setup is ready, then you can turn on the camera. But Gary says, I want to look sexier. Never know when I'm going to get dessert. What does that mean? I don't know, but it's Gary talking. Anyway, thank you so much for the super chat, Gary. But yeah, so going back to that, the question of, you know, the Flash and how long it's gonna last. I think you're right. It's like at least 2 more seasons, and it depends on Grant. Like, if he wants to stay on longer, of course, you know, the show will continue going on for much longer. But I mean, it's pretty much, you can just look at what Steven did, what Melissa did. It's pretty much down to them, and if they make a kind of decision, the CW is like, sure, you know, like, fine, we can't do it without you.
Pretty much.
I'm reading the chat. Ben, do you think Iris could become a villain in the Flash season 7? And if so, how do you think they should do it? Is Iris going to become a speedster villain in season 7, Pagey?
Here's the plot. This is insider information as well. This is coming straight from We Got This Covered. So Iris West will divorce Barry, send him into financial ruin, and he'll have to offload his speed through the artificial speed force to pay just to eat. Therefore, him not becoming the Flash anymore, and Iris just benefiting tenfold. So, and he just dies at the end of the season. So Iris wins. Iris wins. Yeah, there's the plot line.
What a great plotline. Thanks for the insight. All right, Gary Gammon sends in another $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Gary. And he says, "Are the rest of the shows getting delayed later than February? So is Superman Lois going to get delayed, Pagey?"
No.
They're
on episode. They're getting through their episodes really fast. Saying they were on the pilot episode for so long, they're on like episode 4 or 5 now.
Yeah, and when
like Flash is only on like 7 or 8. Like Superman Lois going through their episodes really quickly.
Yeah, because they were really slow on the pilot, but I guess pilots are slow. But
pilots, like some of them only take like the normal, maybe like an extra week, but then like I think they set aside like 5 weeks for the pilot for Superman and Lois.
Yeah, it was a long time. But yeah, it seems like, you know, Superman and Lois is definitely all good for now because, like you said, they're up to like episode 4 or 5 right now, and they were on that pilot for like so long. Like I swear to God, I was like, you know, when they first started filming, and then like weeks later, I was like, "What episode are we on?" And then it turns out they're still filming the damn pilot, and I'm like, "Oh, when's this gonna finish?" But anyway, yeah. So it doesn't seem, Gary, that it's likely that any of these shows are going to get delayed anymore. I mean, you know, maybe there's a couple of breaks. Do you reckon there's going to be like a break in the middle to sort of replicate a kind of mid-season, do you think?
Well, I don't think there's any point because if they do, it'll be like a week.
Yeah, but do you think there's going to be a week?
Well, they'll have to take a break during the college basketball March Madness, whether it's in March or April. Yeah. And then even like Batwoman will have to have a week off or 2 weeks off because there's Supergirl, there's Super Bowl, and then there's the Oscars, which I think are in April now.
When they got to.
Is it April they got moved to?
April or May? Let me check.
Yeah, because they're usually in February, but I think it's like towards the end of April. Maybe it's somewhere in May.
It's 25th of April.
Oh, okay. That's my birthday.
Oh, perfect.
You know what?
What?
Sonic to win Best Picture. That's my birthday wish. Sonic Gamers.
You're going to get your wish.
Sonic Gamers Unite. # Geeks and Gamers. But yeah, so like for example, Batman will have to take 2 weeks off.
Yeah. That's a Sunday night as well, just to note. So
yeah.
You know, if Supergirl goes back... Oh, no, wait, Supergirl's not back by this point. I mean, like, Batwoman's probably going to take a break that day and stuff.
Yeah, so at least Superman, Lois, and Flash will probably have to take 1 week off, and that's only March Madness, so yeah.
Yeah. Can Grass is here. England's 2 most famous DC YouTubers in one stream together. Yeah.
Warster is not here, so... Silly comment.
Silly comment.
Is that a Peppa Pig picture? Oh no, it's a YouTube plaque. It looks like Peppa Pig because of the red light. Yeah. It looks like it's like a field of grass.
No, it's just like the normal one. Oh shit, there's some marks on it. What the hell?
Oh, that was me. I threw an egg.
Yeah, threw an egg.
It did not clean up, so it's moldy egg.
Yeah. Well, I hope it's not broke. Anyway, no, it's not Peppa Pig, to answer that. All right, so Gary Gammon sends in the $1.99 super chat, and he says, "Are you proud of me?" Yeah, Gary, we're very proud of you. Pagey, you proud?
They don't call me Proud Pagey for no reason. So, yeah.
Yeah. All in the alliteration, Proud Pagey. Tim Scott sends in the $5 super chat. Thanks so much, Tim, for the contribution. And he says, "Pagey, great to have you here, but why no camera, sir?" Now you answer that.
There will be cameras. I've got, so pretty much hashtag story time. So I'm getting back into streaming weekly on my channel, but I wanted to make sure it looked decent. So I've invested money from the channel, which makes sense, into pretty much doing this streaming thing, like a streaming setup. So I've got like half of it, but I still need to set up the background. So
what are you buying? How much stuff do you need?
Oh well, just like I bought key lights and stuff like that because my room has like no light, so I needed some light on me, and just like a background thing as well, and also just some stuff to help streaming because I think when I'm doing the streaming, I'm not going to stream through StreamYard because I don't want to spoil it, but I've got some funny things. So I like, yeah. So anyway, you'll see. Hopefully, my hope is that when I start, it'll be like a weekly thing where like 1 week Ben can come in, 1 week maybe Eric, and it's sort of similar to the after party, but it's before. So it would probably be on maybe the before Batwoman would be on. So which is a Monday morning for me, but it'd be like a Sunday evening for everyone else. So maybe like 3 hours before Batwoman's on or something like that. But yeah, so hopefully that's I'll have it set up hopefully by this weekend because I think the rest of the stuff comes in the mail today or tomorrow. But yeah, so keep your eyes peeled.
Well, that's a good answer for you there, Tim. Hope that answered that. Yeah, no, looking forward to that. I mean, I should invest in some stuff, but I ain't rich at the moment. But triggers me.
It triggers me because at the moment I actually bought a new microphone because I'm having issues with this one. I dropped it when I went to America and it's been sort of glitching out. But I have the same microphone as Ben. Yeah, so last year I dropped it. It's like it just sort of like it cuts out, have like static, and I can just cut it out through my audio. But if I knock it, it goes like. But I have the same microphone as Ben, and you don't have the pop filter on for some reason.
No,
and also,
yeah.
Why are you not using the one that came with it?
That one. Yeah. No, it fell off, and I just haven't put it back on.
It triggers me that you have that upside down. It triggers me so much that you have it upside down.
You don't like it?
No, it looks so stupid that you have it upside down.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, well, obviously you're not the resident knowledge person.
Yours is up, like the normal way.
Yes, because it actually makes.
Wait, do you have it on one of these things, or do you?
Yeah.
A
road mic, whatever. Sorry for swearing. Whatever it's called, the boom arm.
Boom arm. There you go.
Yes, I do. Anyway, that's the.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. Like, what mic do you have?
Your one, the exact same. You copied me. I was the first one to get it out of the YouTube people. Everyone started copying me. I don't even know why. You copied me. Warstu copied me.
Warstu's got it.
He did, and then he spent like £1,000 on one of those mics that like Joe Rogan uses, which is pointless because you have to have a decoder thing, one of those, with the mixers on it.
Yeah. Oh god.
You have to have one of them for it to actually sound any good. There's no point getting one if you don't have one of them. Anyway, that's getting sidetracked. Ben's actually German.
Maybe I am. Or maybe I'm from Harry Potter land.
Fun fact, my mum's side of the family is from Germany. Meine Name ist Nacht Ben.
Nacht Ben? Oh, du bist sehr gut.
What's Schwarzkopf mean?
Huh?
What's Schwarzkopf mean?
I mean, if you're literally translating it, Schwarz means black, and Kopf means head. So what are you trying to say there?
No, I'm saying that's the brand of shampoo, and the logo is literally a head that's black. And it's called Schwarzkopf.
What the fuck? That seems very kind of. I don't know. It seems dodgy. Anyway, Gary sends in the 199 super chat. He says, "I'm glad Pagey is here. You are so sexy, Pagey." That's what he means. Pagey.
Well, I can suggest this, Gary. There's a potential twerk off from Ben coming.
Potentially, maybe on one of the upcoming
potential twerk off but it's not on this one. This is a G, aka PG rated stream that'll have to wait till the R rated after party in 40 minutes from now. So get locked and loaded.
Yeah,
might be
the
some
R-rated
cheeks
after party. Can't wait. But yeah, so is there any last few things that you want to talk about before we head off? Because we
not really. I can say, you know how Eric is going to be on the ante for Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to spoil what he's going to say, but you know how in the Discord yesterday he was saying, "Oh, this is one thing that ruined the movie for me, and I couldn't care afterwards because it completely went against the morals of a character."
Mm-hmm.
I have a checkmate for him. We pretty much win. We pretty much win because he has to take back everything and then have to explain what else is wrong with the movie, which he can't. He can't because he didn't have any other points. So I have it. I have the nuke.
The nuke.
We have the nuke, and it's gonna get dropped on Eric's Reloaded. He won't be able to reload after it. It'll be Eric out of ammo after this. So yeah, I won't spoil it now because I don't want to give Eric any sort of 38 minutes to think of a rebuttal. But I can tell you it relates to another DCEU movie that he likes.
He likes?
Yeah,
I feel like it's gonna be like Suicide Squad or something.
No, it's not. But there's the teaser. So yeah.
Right. Anyway, look forward to that. So yeah, we're gonna be on the after party, the last one of the year, just after this. So you guys can come over and tune in. We got a few final super chats. Rio sends in 199. Thank you very much. He says, "Whereabouts are you from, Ben?" I'm from London, and Pagey apparently is from England as well.
I'm from London.
He's from London, mate. Yeah. He's from London. Anyway, Rio sends in another super chat. He says, "Do the chalk, Ben." Well, that might be coming in the after party.
You may get a chock/twerk combo, but not going to get you too excited because it may not work out. So
yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But Gary sends in another 2 super chats. He says, "Is the Flash going on break after 3 episodes?" I mean, we pretty much answered that already. We don't think they're going to have a break unless it's like in March with the basketball stuff, or like the Oscars, or what, any dates that clash.
I've got a clickbait headline, clickbait video incoming, potentially from myself or maybe Ben. LeBron delays the Flash. Actually, it wouldn't be LeBron because it's college basketball. LeBron Jr. delays the Flash.
That is a good title. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can put LeBron like dunking. Like it could be like Barry's head is the basketball and he's dunking it, and underneath is just like the coronavirus underneath the net.
Yeah.
That could work. Or it's LeBron with the coronavirus as the ball, dunking it, and underneath is like the Flash cast in a bin. Maybe that could work. Anyone want to Photoshop that? Feel free to go do that because it might be good.
Jeez. Yeah.
This is definitely going to demonetize.
Hashtag demonetize right here. Dunking on the Flash by LeBron James Jr. All right. So Gary sends in another super chat and he says, "I'm about to go on a hot date." What do you say to that, Pagey? What do you say?
About to go on a hot date.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on Gary's?
Just make sure you wear Crocs with socks.
A face mask.
Oh, you could be dodgy and not wear the face mask. It might be risky. Well, you know what? No face mask. Bandana around the mask, around the face. Go covering my nose and mouth. It counts as a mask, and maybe like a do rag or something as well. So do rag over the head, bandana around the face, and Crocs with socks. You can choose the shorts and shirt, maybe, or maybe you wear one of those shirts that's just like the tuxedo printed on it. And I don't know, the shorts you can do whatever you want. Maybe short shorts. If it's hot, short shorts then.
Yeah. And Gary chimes in. He says, "I just hope she doesn't like hairy men." What's your thoughts on hairy men?
Let it grow. Let it grow, Gary. Let it grow. I have a hairy chest, and I've never gotten any complaints. So it's actually good. You don't want to shave your hair. Having hair is good. You got to have your hair. Don't shave.
So Pagey is an advocate for you.
It's good. No. It's good. It's good to have hair.
No, but Gary's against you because he's always shaving his legs and stuff.
Don't let anyone ever tell you what's right for you, Gary. Always believe in yourself. If you think that, don't ever let anyone tell you how you should dress or look like. Even though I'm telling you what to dress and look like right now. But you know what? I'm a compatriot of Gary's.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm in Gary's camp.
That's some good final words to end on. Your inspiration, Gary. Hopefully you change your ways.
Just make sure you wear a clean shirt, not like Ben when he wore the same shirt for 3 days in a row at Comic-Con in the middle of summer, and it stunk. And it had dropped pretzel on it as well. I think it was like mustard or something on it. So don't be like Ben. That was a bit feral.
Don't be like Ben.
Don't be like Ben.
Don't be like Ben. That is the final message for you guys. So yeah, the next live stream on my channel is going to be back to a Thursday night rather than Tuesday night, because obviously Thursday at the moment that was Christmas Eve and then New Year's Eve. But yeah, so we'll be back to normal on Thursdays, and after this live stream, Paige is going to be there, and we're going to go do the after party with Eric. So go check that out. That's in like half an hour or something like that.
32 minutes.
32 minutes.
I was gonna sing a song, but I don't think there's anything sort of song related with the number 32.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
If it was 22, we could go Taylor Swift, but we're not doing any Taylor Swift today.
Yeah, no Taylor Swift. That's banned on the channel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Drama.
Anyway, so thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you for all the support with the super chats and with all of you sticking around till the end. And yeah, so go check out the after party. We're going to be there in 31 minutes now.
Well, technically, it'd probably be like 30 minutes and a handful of seconds.
And a handful of seconds. Yeah. Maybe. All right. We'll catch you guys later. And